Our first guest has an impressive strategic mind, but to me he remains an enigma. He loves the unforgiving, hard-hearted world of real estate development, yet his most creative energy he devotes to social housing. He can be quite conservative, but has been recruited to be the CEO of a major marijuana producer. He has turned his formidable powers of analysis to the future of Granville Island. How brave. Please welcome Dale McClanaghan.
Thank you very much, Sam. The kind words, some of those are accurate. Look, Granville Island is familiar to all of you, and I'd like to acquaint you with the origins and the future of this urban opportunity place. You likely already know that Emily Carr is relocating to Great Northern Way, but you may not be aware that there's an additional 4 major sites on the island that can accommodate almost as much space as Emily Carr, and numerous other small ones. You know, firstly, the future of the island is around reinvention and not repetition. We're not a heritage site, we're not a museum, and we're not a petting zoo for old hippies. We could use a bit of a refresh. Secondly, I'd like you to know that the island is on a solid financial and programmatic base. This means that it's been self-sufficient since original funding back in the 1970s, with a large amount. The equivalent of $105 million was what it took to do the improvements and get things started. But since that time, the finances have been able to maintain and improve the infrastructure and provide adequate resources for the redevelopment, repurposing of Emily Carr. CMHC has been the manager throughout that piece, and they've done a good job of stewardship and adhering to the original principles. Those principles were laid down by the Minister Basford, who was Minister of State for Urban Affairs back at that time in the 70s, and the Granville Island Trust. Our creation story centers around the idea that this parcel of land, one of 9, would have uses other than residential and would take advantage of its industrial background to create an urban opportunity place. Trustee board was appointed, and those members were gathered from key decision makers in the community: Jonathan Baker, Jeff Massey, a very accomplished architect who's here with us tonight, by the way, partner of Arthur Erickson, Doug Sutcliffe, Helen Peterson, and project manager Russell Brink. And that team between CMHC management and the trust really made the place what it is today. Now, everything you see on the island is intentional. It adheres to a philosophy that's implemented through concepts down to the most fine-grained decisions on tenancies. I'd like you to reflect on this statement of philosophy, which is at the core of the Granville Island ethos. Urban opportunity places recognize the impacts of technology and development on cities that are not serving the needs of its residents. It can be dehumanizing. Opportunities for personal fulfillment can be erased by concrete and steel and merged into a corporate edifice driven by the forces of commerce and industry without regard to the individual. These are the words of philosophy of the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. I love it. They went on to say that urban controls tend to create institutionalized environments that has blocked the natural flow of human expression, resulting in built-up tensions and dissatisfaction. It's the job of this urban opportunity place to provide the opportunities for people to come together and to express their interests, interact, and do things they wouldn't be able to otherwise do within the city. The Emily Carr space provides us with 165,000 square feet to implement the principles of the original trust. And those are around diversity and unpredictability of use. Multiple users, as many as 20 to 40 users within the north building, and perhaps repurposing to another college in the south building. These are just the beginning. What we need to do and what we're working to open up to are the young people in this city, 20 to 30-year-olds that are doing new things in microbreweries, nanobreweries, maker arts, other communities that are emerging. We need to embrace the embryonic, and we need to put them together in unusual combinations. The market will be undergoing a bit of a expansion, and again, we can reconnect with emerging trends and remain relevant and have the caliber of destination folks that many of our current tenants provide. The opportunity on this island and within the Emily Carr space is to provide an authentic connection with what's new and emerging and interesting about this area. The 3D, print, arts, the doing old things in new ways, the broom-making girls on the island, the development of candle making and old trades which are no longer practiced or reinvented by young people is what we're interested in. High-tech, digital, and other emerging things are what we want to attract to this very important, precious public place. As we move forward in these processed times, we're very pleased with the work that City Spaces did in their repurposing strategy, and now we have a staff member who, full-time planner and project manager, who will be recruiting and attracting competition to fill the space. And we hope to create an improbable mix of exciting, diverse, creative young people and new initiatives within Granville Island. The island has been well served by its original founders and by many of their original tenants, some like Emily Carr who have outgrown us. But we have to be alive to understanding that there are many, many people in this city and in this region that could benefit by being at Granville Island and would grow, entertain, entrance, and really serve to enhance our urban life here, not an institutional one, but a creative one. Oh, and by the way, we need some more live music. And in keeping with that theme, the future of Granville Island is going to be noisy. And if you don't think it should be a place for additional urban opportunity for young and perhaps noisy young people, give me a call. And if you had a good idea about who should be there, give CMHC management on the island a call. They want to hear from you. Thank you.